Hello students, today's topic sources of history. We are going to learn about sources of history. In this module, we will see the following topics, that is material source, written source, oral source. First of all, what is history? History can also be learned through customs and traditions, folk arts, folk literature, as well as historical documents. All these are known as sources of history. These are of three types: material sources, written sources, and oral sources. Let us start with the introduction for the construction of history. Historical sources are important. Historical sources help us to gain knowledge about the important events, inventions, cultural civilization, and many other aspects about the society. Let us start with the first point, material sources. Man uses a variety of things in his day-to-day life. They are known as artifacts. Artifacts used by humans in the past provide us valuable information about life in the ancient times. We can decide the period of ancient artifacts like earthen pots by studying the shape, color, and design on ancient potsherds. The ornaments and other artifacts throw light on social interaction. We find the remains of houses and buildings built in different historical periods. We also find ancient coins and seals. All these give us ancient information about human activities in the past. All such artifacts, articles, monuments, or their ruins are called the material sources of history. Now, written sources. Written sources of history include inscriptions carved on temple walls, walls of rock-cut caves and rocks, inscription on copper plates, pots, bricks, and on writing sheet made from palm leaves and birch bark, etc. In the beginning, man wrote on potsherds, unbaked bricks using pointing object. As his experience and knowledge increased, he began to write in different ways. He began to record the events that took place around him. Many rulers had their orders, judicial decisions, donations, etc. inscribed on stone or copper plates. All this literature help us to understand the history of the various historical periods. These sources are known as written sources of history. Third one, oral sources. Ovies, folk songs, folk tales, and similar literature is passed on from generation to generation by word of mouth. This literature is not in the written form. Its authors are unknown. This type of literature, preserved by oral tradition, forms the oral sources of history. Now, precaution to be taken while writing history. It is necessary to take precautions while using these sources to write history. The conclusion drawn on the basis of various genuine documents have to be cross-checked. A critical analysis is very important in the writing of history. These are the sources of history. Thank you very much.